greetings, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining me on the planet. My name is June Allen, and I am the founder of Yard of Greatness at juneallen.net. So I am a racial trauma therapist, I'm a coach, I'm a business coach, I'm a retreat facilitator, I'm a speaker, soon to be author, all of that good stuff. And I'm here to empower you today. Okay, I'm here to empower you today, and I want to talk to you. What do I want to talk to you today? I want to talk to you today about my workshop. Okay, I'm going to talk to you specifically about my workshop. I was thinking about all of these live streams that I've been doing over the last few days, and I was thinking, gosh, I haven't really told you the details about my workshop. So I'm going to get into it today about the workshop. Okay, so if you're looking for somewhere, actually it's not a workshop, it's a half-day retreat. Hi, thanks for joining. It's a half-day retreat that I'm going to be doing. Okay, it's a half-day retreat. So the retreat is called The Art of Receiving. And the workshops that I've been doing over the last 30 days, it was my anniversary, business anniversary on the 1st of June. And it was my recovery anniversary on the 2nd of June. 8 years for business, 13 years in recovery. Yay! So I thought I would celebrate by doing 30 live streams in 30 days so that I could share my wisdom, so that I could share or answer any questions that people might have, and just share what's on my heart, really. Just kind of share my story, share my insights, share some of my vulnerabilities as well. Some of you seen some of my vulnerabilities over the last few days. And what day is this? I think today's day 13. So I'm nearly halfway through it. So it's been quite a good journey, and I've really enjoyed doing these live streams actually, and the feedback that I've had from people has been really great. People have been sending in their questions and stuff as well, which is great. So keep sending them in if you've got something that you want me to talk about. Maybe you've got a question about my journey as a therapist, or whatever. Maybe you've got your own personal stuff going on and you want some support around something. You want me to answer a question about something. Please keep sending those questions in. So you can either send me a direct message, or you can email me info@yardofgreatness.com. Hi Emily, thanks for joining. So today, again, I want to talk to you about my my half-day retreat that's on the 15th of July, Saturday the 15th of July. It's in the morning. I think it starts at 10 o'clock, so it's from 10 till 2. And it's going to be a series of 2 workshops, okay, on the same day. It's called The Art of Receiving. And I feel like this topic was really, really important because I'm kind of working through some stuff with my the ladies in my mastermind, and we've been talking about financial therapy. We've been talking about shame. We've been talking about it within the context of race, about how difficult it is to receive, how people feel guilty, people feel ashamed. People feel, they want to hide their money. Some people hoard their money. Some people want to give it away. And it's not just about money as well. It's about time. It's about time and energy, and how people don't really feel worthy. They don't really feel worthy of being able to receive goodness, being able to receive good things, being able to receive pleasure, being able to receive abundance. There's so many things when we talk about abundance. It's not just about money. So I wanted to do this workshop just to get people to understand their relationship, okay, to receiving, and their relationship to money. Now, because it is Windrush yesterday, as well, I've basically done a Windrush special. So instead of paying £30, it's going to be £25, okay, for the next week. So till I think it's next Wednesday. I can't remember which Wednesday or Thursday. You can get the tickets for £25 rather than £30. There's a little booking fee as well that goes on top of that. But anyway, so you'll save yourself a few quid. So if you're interested in joining me in person, okay, for the Art of Receiving workshop on the 15th of January, 15th of July at 10 o'clock, then you can click the link in my bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. So what are we going to be doing? Okay, what are you going to learn? And how are you going to benefit from coming to this workshop? Okay, I keep saying workshop, coming to this retreat, because there's 2 workshops. Okay, so what you'll learn is you'll start to understand your relationship to receiving. Now, all of us have an inner ecosystem of parts. Okay, all of us have an inner ecosystem of parts, different parts of us that have different needs, different wounds, different values, different things. And there's going to be a part of you okay, that is fixated. This might not apply to everyone, but for those of you that struggle with receiving, it's about understanding that part of you that doesn't feel safe to receive. What is that part trying to protect you from? Okay, what, like, how did the deprivation even start? Where did you learn that you don't deserve to be abundant? Where did you learn? Why is that part of you like that? These are the types of questions that we'll be unpacking in the first workshop, where you get to understand your relationship to receiving. Okay, it's important that you understand. My glasses are really dirty. You need to understand your relationship to receiving and what that means, and it's about exploring that part of yourself. Exploring that part of yourself, and what's been the journey for that part of yourself when you get to for you to get to that point where you are today, where you don't feel like you deserve. You feel so unworthy of receiving, and it might show up in a way that you don't really understand. Maybe you're not even conscious. Maybe you're not even conscious about the fact that you find it difficult to receive. And this is one of the reasons why the work that I do in my mastermind is so important, because a lot of the ladies there are beginning to recognize that they didn't even realize that they felt that about them. They knew that maybe they sometimes they feel unworthy or whatever, but they didn't realize how that core belief kind of bleeds into other areas of their life. Maybe that they find that they're self-sabotaging their work, their ability to earn more money. Maybe they find that they're sabotaging their relationships, or they're sabotaging their friendships, because they don't really believe at their core, okay, that they deserve to receive something from others. They feel like they don't deserve it. So those relationships end up being sabotaged, or they run away, or they're just in constant avoidance. They're just in constant avoidance. Or like I was saying in the live stream the other day, I can't remember which one it was now, but I was talking about how people will often talk about, they don't want to be in a relationship with this or that person because that person's too nice. you know so if you don't want somebody who's nice, then what sort of person do you want then in your relationship? And I was challenging people to kind of think about that narrative about people being too nice, quote unquote too nice, and that what at the core of that is the core belief that they don't feel like they deserve somebody who's going to treat them nicely, that's going to treat them with respect, and how they can start to really challenge that way of thinking, and to unpack, well, where does all of that stuff come from? Where do those feelings come from? Where do those beliefs start? And quite often they'll begin, in childhood. They'll begin with how you were raised. They'll begin with what you learn at school. They believe, because it can be family of origin stuff, and it can also be social as well. If you're a black woman as well, we always get the message that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy enough, we're not pretty enough, all of that kind of stuff. And we're basically, if we're on the bottom of the ladder, we're at the bottom of the food chain, that we're just supposed to accept the bare minimum, or not even that. Even we're supposed to just accept the crumbs from people. So there's different ways in different areas, different reasons why we find it difficult to receive. So the goal of that first workshop is to really start to understand the patterns and why receiving is so difficult for you. So the second one, okay, the second workshop is going to be about money trauma, understanding it. Now, the reason why this is so powerful, and I've seen the light bulbs go off in the women in my mastermind, in their faces, when I've talked about money trauma and how important it is. Because normally when people talk about their relationship with money, they talk about, oh, maybe I should make a budget, maybe I should start saving my money, maybe I should stop overspending, maybe I should stop doing this and that, and do my numbers. And people talk about all of the practical tools a lot of the time when it comes to things like this. Okay, people always talk about the money, the practical tools. Okay, sorry, this thing is a bit thing. Yeah, people normally talk about the practical tools that they need to do, but they don't always talk about the emotional part of it. They don't talk about the emotional and the psychological part that comes with money. Okay, and if you're a black person, okay, somebody like me whose whose ancestors were enslaved or living under the system of racism, there are going to be historical issues around money trauma. There are going to be things about poverty trauma, okay, that we haven't looked at. And people don't always understand the reason why their relationship with money is so painful. okay, and dysfunctional and self-destructive. People don't understand why they behave they do around money because they haven't really joined the dots between what's happening in their current life, how what patterns they learned from their family, and what and what happened, how our ancestors were treated, how all of that stuff has become part of the conversation and the behavior that we're exhibiting today. There's a reason why your relationship with money is the way it is. It's not just some fluke. It's not just, you're not defective. Okay, this is not nothing about you being defective. There is a reason underneath why you behave the way that you do around money. And again, we'll do some parts work as well. We're going to look at, the different parts of you that have different relationships to money and how those parts are in conflict with each other and what you can do about it. You can start to learn some tools. You can start to really understand the different parts of you that have different relationships with money, okay, and the relationship that they have with each other around money, and how you can begin to start to not only understand that relationship but change that relationship so you can start to make different, more empowered choices around money. Because like I said, it's not just about budgeting, it's not just about creating a spending plan, it's not just about saving. Because if you don't look at the patterns, if you don't look at the patterns and look at the money trauma, the history of money trauma in your line, in your generations, okay, then you're just going to continue to do that behavior. Or you might, temporarily you might be able to stop, but without actually exploring what's driving the behavior, you're just going to continue to keep doing the same thing over and over. And again, that you'll end up just shaming yourself. Why is it that I keep doing this? Why do I keep overspending? Why is it that I can't get this right? Why is it that it's just gonna end up in a cycle of shame, and that's not good. That's gonna make you feel worse. That is going to make you feel worse. So what's really, really important is for you to give yourself permission to just pause and be supported in being able to look at what exactly is going on underneath all of the behavior, what's driving the behavior, and how you can really begin to change that relationship that you have with money so you can start to make more empowered choices for yourself. And the last bit that's really important about this as well is really understanding what is receiving energy. Okay, this is something that I learned in the last sort of year or so. What is receiving energy? What does that mean? What does that look like? What is it? And how to use that energy to kind of raise your vibration. Because when you raise your vibration, okay, you're more in a better position to receive. Okay, when you're thinking about receiving, when you're practicing, how to receive, and all of you that are interested in this kind of manifestation stuff like that, this is all part of that conversation. You don't when you're looking to manifest something, okay, it's not about just saying it verbally. I would like this or I would like that. Or even, the stuff that you're doing around, vision boards and stuff are great. But if you're not doing the energetic work, okay, that's in alignment with what you've got on that vision board and stuff like that, it's not gonna work. Because if you're internally still feeling unworthy, okay, and you haven't addressed the patterns that are creating that behavior, it doesn't matter how many vision boards you got on there or what you've got on that vision board, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. So you've got to learn how to understand what receiving energy is and learn how to raise your vibration so that you can then bring in those things that you want energetically. Does that make sense? You need to really be able to say that again. You need to be able to understand what receiving energy is and have a practice, okay, where you can surrender to that receiving energy. And this is something that you need to do as a daily thing. Okay, it's not just something that you do once. It has to become a practice. It's something that you have to embody. Okay, and as you raise your vibration, as you practice the receiving energy, the tools that are in alignment with receiving energy, and you raise your vibration, okay, you're in a position to be able to receive. Okay, you're then in a much better position to be able to receive, and that's how the stuff starts flowing in, because then you're letting go of the stuff you're at the lower vibration levels. And quite often, there's a vibration chart that I'm going to be using at the retreat, that you'll get an understanding as to how different emotions are linked to different on the spectrum of the energy. of the energy. I forgot the name of the thing now, but it's like an energy chart, and it tells you, the emotions that are at the bottom, and then how the emotions they elevate at the top. And so in order for you to manifest what you need to manifest, you need to raise your vibration from those from the emotions that are right at the bottom of that energy spectrum. But the difficult thing for us as black people is that so many of us are in pain, and so many of us are being oppressed and being abused and all of that kind of stuff, that we don't have good self-esteem. We carry a lot of shame, we carry a lot of anger. Okay, those are things that are associated with lower vibration. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong with you. Okay, it just means that you've got stuff that you haven't processed. Okay, you got stuff that you haven't processed, and when you haven't processed stuff, you're going to be a magnet for things that you don't want. You're going to be a magnet for chaos. Okay, you've got to be able to and it's particularly one of the things that I learned more recently about some trauma work that I've been doing is the concept of clean pain and dirty pain. And I think I've talked about this on in my previous live streams. Dirty pain is the pain of denial. It's the pain that's old. It's the pain that's been inherited by your ancestors. It's that pain that kind of over time it becomes like a really deep resentment and all of that kind of stuff. It's not the type of pain that's transformative, because it's been you've been carrying it for so long. Okay, and that's when it can become toxic. It can morph into physical pain. It can create mental illness. It can create there are so many different things when you're holding on to pain for that long. Okay, that's dirty pain. We're talking about clean pain. Clean pain is the pain where you feel, oh my gosh, I really don't want to do this thing. I'm really scared about doing this thing. I feel really ashamed about having to do this thing. But I know if I do it, okay, if I do this thing, it's going to make me a better person. It's going to elevate me. It's going to empower me. I'm going to be able to, have a better relationship with this person or my child, or whatever it is. I'm going to be able to elevate myself. It means that if I do this thing, I'm going to be able to stand in my integrity. If I do this thing, even though I'm scared, even though I might be ashamed, even though I might be whatever it is that's holding you back, you might be scared or whatever. Having the courage to kind of step out of those things and do those things that are going to help you grow, that's clean pain. Okay, that's clean pain. And as so many of us are trapped in the dirty pain, okay, that's a much lower vibration. That's a much lower vibration than having clean pain. Clean pain is the thing that is going to take you to the next step and the next step and the next. That's how you're going to be able to raise your vibration a lot more. So if you come to the workshop, I'll be sharing lots of tools, and lots of things that you'll be able to do in order to raise your vibration, in order to really have that, empower yourself and have a much better relationship with your money and with yourself, so that you can basically put yourself in a position where you're able to receive a lot more. And the last thing that I'll share about, which is really quite important, if you've been thinking about working with me for quite a while, and you want an opportunity to kind of experience what it means to work with me, this half day retreat is going to be for you. And also there's going to be the ladies there as well that have been working with me for quite some time. So you'll be able to hear their testimonies, you'll be able to hear their stories, you'll be able to hear their growth, and they'll be sharing how their process has been, what they've learned from working with me over the years, how their life has changed over the years from doing this inner work. And they'll just be there to show you what it is. Obviously you're hearing a lot of stuff from me, but to hear it from the people that have actually gone through the process, that are doing their own work, that are really committed to doing this work, is something else. So if that's something that you're interested in, that you're really ready now, and you're ready to kind of step into the art of receiving, the pleasure of receiving, whether it's a relationship, whether it's more money, whether it's stuff to do with your business, whether it's better friendships, or anything to do with receiving, okay, this workshop is going to really help you to be able to do that. So if you're interested in joining me for this workshop, you can click the link in my bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you found something useful in what I've shared today. And if you want to join me for that, then I'd love to see you. If you've got any questions or anything that you want to ask me about the retreat, please feel free to drop me a DM, or you can email me info@yardofgreatness.com. And remember, today, until I think it's Wednesday is the last day. There is a early bird special on £25 versus £30 for the half day. So click the link in my bio and you can do that. Okay. So let's see. OD, she's like, I was just catching up on your series. Oh, great. It's good. I'm glad that you've been able to do that, and they're all been set. I'm going to leave them all up anyway, so you still be able to watch them. So don't worry about that. And if you've got any questions or anything, D, please. I hope your name is D. I'm assuming it is based on your thing. So sorry, I've been missing you. Oh, no problem. Oh, thank you for saying that. No, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you've got any questions, or if you've got anything that you're struggling with that you want me to share about in these live streams, please, you can drop it in the comments, or you can send me a DM, or you can email me info@yardofgreatness.com. But just out of curiosity, D, which ones? Oh, it's Wendy. Okay, Wendy. Okay, great. Wendy, I remember that. Which live streams have been your favourite? Out of curiosity, tell me which live streams have you think have had the most benefit? Which ones have you found the most powerful? I'll just wait while you're writing. If you can drop it in the comments, that would be great, because I'm always curious to know which ones people really like. I did look on my stats on YouTube actually, and I think so far on YouTube the ones that's got the most views has been the one on black women in receiving, something like that. So yeah, it's got a lot more views than any of the other ones, which is really interesting, because that was the that was the one that was the reflections of what I was talking about, what happened in my mastermind, the financial therapy session that I did about black women being able to receive and stuff. So it was interesting being able to know that. So yeah, let me know which ones that you found really, really useful, and if you've got any other questions or whatever that you want me to talk about, and I'm more than happy to do that. So Wendy, let me know which live streams that you like. The third one, what was the third one? I'm just trying to think what the third one was. Oh, hang on a minute. I can probably let me look. I can find out actually, because actually made a list of all of the ones that I've done so far, and I'm going to be sending it out. Hang on. I've got a list. Oh, keep the promises to yourself. Was it keep the promises to yourself? That is a good one. That one. Yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, just so important. So important. Yeah, keep the promises to yourself. That is a good one. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, put your notifications on. This one is today. I think it's day 13. This one. Still got another 17 days to go, and it's going really quick actually. Got another 17 days to go. So let me know if you've got any other ideas. Somebody just messaged me actually, asked me to do one on, the importance of having a sacred space, and what that means, how powerful that is, and how that can enhance your relationship with your healing process. So Wendy's also saying showing up for you. What you mean? How to show up for yourself? Is that what you mean? How to show up for yourself? I'm just writing it down. How to show up for yourself. Say a bit more about that within the context of. Say a bit more about that. Showing up for yourself within what context? What, in relationships, at work, or just generally? Just drop it in the comments. Oh, the one about receiving. Yeah, so Wendy, like the one about receiving as well. Okay, so Dee saying you've inspired me to start doing recordings. Not ready for your. So okay, just generally okay, no worries. And you're talking about as well, maybe about showing up live as well. Maybe I could do one on how to show up for yourself. Maybe I could do one on. Would it help for me to do one about showing up on live stream? Because doing one about showing up for yourself generally, just about advocating for yourself. I'm just making some notes. But if you want me to do one on showing up on live stream, like specifically for business owners, I could do that one as well. Let me know anyway. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do one on what specifically for entrepreneurs and stuff like that, about how to, like showing up on how I do my live streams. I can show you the back end of how I do my live streams. I mean, to be honest with you, I used to be a lot more structured with my live streams. I used to kind of like, not that I was writing a script or anything like that, but I would normally sit down and think about, 3 to 5 bullet points that I would talk about. Um, let's see. I planned to reach out to you, but I stopped myself for various reasons. Oh, I'm intrigued. And you stopped yourself for what reason? If you don't mind sharing in the thing, listen. If you want to continue this conversation, um, if you want to continue this conversation kind of offline, send me a direct message. Do you know what? I'm going to write down your thing. I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you. I'm going to DM you. I would love to see behind this. Okay, so it's DD Casanova. CA Casanova. Okay, I'm going to send you a direct message afterwards. Okay. You saying you want to reach out to me about some stuff, and maybe we could continue this conversation in the DMs or whatever afterwards. But yeah, I can show you behind the scenes. I can show you, how I do my lives and whatever. But like I was saying, my license used to be a lot more scripted. There used to be a lot more. I'd pick 3 to 5 bullet points, and I'd have like an order of things that I was going to do, and I'd be like, okay, I need to talk about this and that. But from doing the live streams, I've kind of been doing more stuff on the fly. I've kind of have an eye. Oh, and also, this is the truth. Like, I might just wake up in the morning and I kind of like ask my higher power, my ancestors. I'm like, what do you want me to talk about today? Tell me what I need to talk about. Tell me what you want me to tell the people then today. And I'll just get something in my spirit to tell me, what I need to be talking about. And so I just talk about that. And what's happening is that I think people are sort of beginning to see who I am a bit more. Maybe my personality is coming out a bit more, because things are just, because I'm talking more on the fly. So I'm just sharing my opinion about different things, and people seem to enjoy it. You know, I've been vulnerable. I've been funny. I've been, and people are responding to it, saying how much they really like these live streams. So yeah, and also it's good to kind of exercise the muscle. It's good to exercise the reps. So maybe I will do one specifically for I'll do one on showing up, but I will do one specifically for entrepreneurs as well, so that they can get an idea of, the benefits of it, why it's important, the importance of being able to show up for yourself in this way. And yeah, and just how to go about it. I think it's really important. So I'll definitely do that. So yeah, I'll slot it into my calendar to do that. So anyway, I'm gonna log off now because my daughter's gonna be home from school soon, and I need to go and start the dinner. But thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely to meet you, Wendy. And yeah, I'll drop you a DM. If you want to, chat more about stuff and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, put your notifications on if you haven't done so already. And I will see you tomorrow. All right, everyone, take care. Thank you for joining, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.